Hello everyone, and welcome to the Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Care Network. I'm Dean, the host of the N.A.R.C.N Network and channel, and also the host of the Unmasking the Narcissist channel. Today I'm going to be presenting to you part 2 of episode 196, which is entitled The Narcissists Road to Recovery is a Long Road. So what we're going to be talking about here in part 2 is we're just going to be taking off where part 1 left off. And we're going to get into the specifics of what a narcissist will go through if they seek the road to recovery, and if they actually seek therapeutic help from a health professional to get out of their narcissistic ways. So, as we were stating in part 1, the road to recovery for a narcissist is going to be very long. If you look into the scientific ideas behind this, usually the road for a recovering narcissist to take to get from the point where they start to where they can control their narcissism effectively and not continue to propagate those things is anywhere from 2 to 7 years. Now, I have a friend who is currently dealing with a person in their life. Well, I have a few people that I know off the Narcissist Network that are dealing with some people in their lives, but this one particular person we were talking about in previous episode, part 1, they are dealing with somebody who is effectively a narcissist in their life, and they are going to be seeking therapy. And I was trying to explain to this person that therapy for a narcissist is going to take a very long time, and they were trying to say to me, you know, should I wait around for this person? Should I wait around for this person to go through the recovery in the hopes that they will actually recover and be able to improve their narcissism? And my answer to this person was, no, I don't think that that is a good idea. And I would say this to anybody out there, because you don't even know if this narcissist is going to be able to recover from their condition. A lot of narcissists go into therapy and never continue it. They never follow through with it because they don't think that there's anything freaking wrong with themselves. This is part of the attitude and part of the ego of the narcissist that gets in the way. They don't think they have narcissism. They're not really willing to admit they have it. They think they have something else going on. They think they don't need therapy. They think that they don't need to change their ways. But they're absolutely wrong, because all of the ways that they're conducting themselves with people are ruining people's lives around them. It's ruining their own lives as well, too, and they don't even see this. They think that they're on top of the world and they're in control of everything that goes on with them. But their lives become a constant cyclic shitstorm. I see this with people around me. I see this with narcissists I've had in my life that are dealing with things in their life that they seem to not be particularly happy people a lot of the time, and they seem to have a lot of problems, and they seem to cyclically go through people who they deal with in relationships, and nothing ever seems to really go anywhere. But as we know, this is part of what happens with narcissists. They are cyclic and they are saccadic, and they have patterns. They have patterns that they go through and patterns that they repeat with people, because this is all part of their narcissism and part of how they function as narcissists. So when this person asked me, should I wait around for this person to go through their narcissistic recovery, my advice to them was, no, don't do that. This person may never recover from their narcissism, and if they do recover from it, they've really got to want to do it. That road is going to be long, anywhere from 2 to 7 years. Most of the time with most narcissists going through therapy, you don't even see a lot of really grandiose changes in the first 2 to 3 years. I know this because I'm dealing with some narcissists right now who I can see, and some of them are making great headway as far as changing the way that they function with people around them so that they don't continue to propagate their narcissism on other people. 1 or 2 of them are doing amazingly well, like really well, and I have to give them full props for that and accolades for this. You guys are doing great work. You guys out there who will be watching this, you'll know exactly who you are, because I give you guys accolades about this all the time, about doing a great job in changing some of your ways. But even those people who are doing very well, every once in a while, because I deal with these people, I'll see them fall back into something that lets me indicate that they do still have some narcissism going on with themselves, and they have to keep an eye on these things. And we talk constantly about these things. I talk constantly about these things with these people, because I'm also helping them through their narcissistic recovery as well, too, as well as as well as they may be in my life in some particular capacity where I have to deal with them in some regularity. So I try to help them through their narcissistic personality disorder as best I can, because of course I'm studying this currently in my life. But again, anybody who is out there who has a narcissist going through recovery and thinks that, like, you know, they should wait for them to do this, if you have other plans in your life there and you're not sure about whether or not you should wait on this person, don't wait on this person, because if they're meant to be with you at some point in the future and they manage to recover from their condition, from their narcissistic personality disorder, they'll find their way back to you. The universe works this way with stuff, and if that person's meant to be in your life, they'll be back in your life at some point. But my advice to people out there who are thinking about this is, do not wait for this person. Now, as far as the road to recovery for this narcissist, as we were saying, this can take anywhere from 2 to 7 years to see any real great, grandiose improvements with a narcissist. Excuse me. Again, do you want to wait 2 to 7 years? That's entirely up to you if you want to do that. Some narcissists make a lot of advancements in their recovery very quickly. The ones who are around me, who are in direct contact with me and know about narcissism very well, these people seem to be recovering at higher rates of speed, because they seem to be more self-aware of their narcissism than perhaps somebody who only has a meeting with a narcissistic therapist once a week or every 2 weeks or whatever the frequency of that is. So if you can, if a narcissist can find somebody who is knowledgeable on narcissism that they can seek some extra assistance from, that's a good thing too, because that will probably help them in their recovery. But again, the average time that a narcissist seems to start changing and start seeing changes and getting some control of that change is about 2 to 3 years. The average time that a narcissist actually starts to improve to the point where they are no longer being narcissistic with the individuals around them, or they are no longer doing those narcissistic actions of going after people, seeking multiple relationships, being a very what do you call it? Not being very truthful with people, being you know, just dealing with people in a way that isn't on the up and up. This can take a very long time with a narcissist to get back that. Getting out of their deceptive ways with people can take a long time for them to break away from, because that deception that they exhibit within narcissism is a form of self-protection from them, and the narcissist does not ever want to put themselves in a position where they are vulnerable, where they don't have some form of backup self-protection going on. This is part of their narcissism and part of how they function, so they will not put themselves in there. In order to learn to become vulnerable a little bit and to trust others and to not do the things that they do, they have to put their guard down. They have to drop their guard down. They have to do this with a therapist. They have to do this with other people around them. And narcissists don't do this very readily, and they don't do this very easily. So again, this can take years for them to accomplish doing. It can happen in a very short span of time, maybe 2 or 3 years. It can take 7 years. It could take longer than that even. There are examples of this within science and narcissism that I have read and studied, where people never develop these abilities to trust other people in this particular way, again, because of their narcissism. And there are examples where this happens very quickly, and I can see both of these examples within the studies that I do on the N.A.R.C.N network. But it is a very long road to recovery for any narcissist. It's going to be very difficult. The narcissist, once they become self-admitted and they're out there and they are diagnosed as a narcissist, they may indeed lose people in their life around them, because people don't want to be around a narcissist, and this can happen too. They could lose family members, they could lose friends, they could lose a spouse as well too to this, because people just don't want to deal with a narcissist once they realize that a person may be a narcissist. It takes a very specific character to deal with these types of people, and you have to study narcissism very extensively to understand how to deal with narcissists. And that will make it much easier if you are indeed dealing with a narcissist in your life. But again, the road to recovery for a narcissist is going to be probably on average very long, There are people who are not going to want to wait around for this narcissist. They may have had a romantic relationship with them, and of course, if the narcissist is not in a point of being reformed or being in control of their narcissism, they can repeat their narcissistic disorder with a victim again. They can go right back out and do the exact same things that are going on before. Again, narcissists have the predisposition to be very deceptive with people who are around them that they're dealing with, and they can fall back into that deception with people and fall back into their narcissistic ways very easily, up until the time that they gain a very good mastery or control of what they need to do to not continue their narcissistic functionality with people or their narcissistic ways in life. And this is indeed a very long road for them to do that. So this has been part 2 of episode 196. We just wanted to talk a little bit, or I just wanted to talk a little bit here about what the narcissist will have to go through on the road to recovery and how long it can actually take for them to achieve that, if they indeed achieve it at all. Because as we've talked about in previous episodes, only 0.007% of narcissists who are diagnosed with narcissism ever recover from their narcissism. And again, when I say recover, that means to get control of their narcissistic ways so that they do not harm people anymore. That's less than 1% of all narcissists achieve that in life. It's a very low percentage, and it doesn't make it very likely for any of us to want to continue on with a narcissist in our lives, even if they are seeking therapy. It's not a very well, let's just say it's a very grim outlook for a narcissist to be dealing with people in the future at some particular time, because most people won't want to deal with a narcissist. So anyway, this was what basically what I wanted to talk about here in part 2 of episode 196. Going to say to you guys, please stay tuned. I got lots of content coming up on the N.A.R.C.N network and channel, and also lots of content coming up on the Unmasking the Narcissist channel. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll catch you really soon with some new videos.